So, what is the most important ingredient of success in all walks of life? Well, University of Pennsylvania professor of psychology Angela Duckworth did research on this topic. She's been researching this topic over 15 years, and she did this research at the West Point Military Academy in the United States. And this is what they found. At the West Point Military Academy, it's one of the most difficult military academies out there. 14,000 cadets apply, 1,200 get in, and after admission, 1 in 5 drop out in the first 2 months. And one of the most difficult programs in the West Point is the Beast Barracks. It's a 7-week program, extremely difficult, extremely challenging, physically and mentally, excruciatingly difficult, and 1 in 5 cadets will drop out of that program. So the question was, why do some cadets succeed while others fail at West Point? So West Point conducted their own study, and they came up with a score called the whole candidate score, which was based on the cadet SAT score, fitness score, leadership score, academic ranking. But even after that, they could not predict who will actually be able to graduate from West Point. The whole candidate score that they had come up with, it had no correlation with who graduates, who is able to survive the West Point training. Well, in 2004, Dr. Angela Duckworth conducted a research study where she measured one key metric for all West Point cadets. And that year, 71 cadets dropped out of the Beast Barracks, and that metric predicted who will drop out very accurately. The metric was completely uncorrelated to the whole candidate score, as in it was completely uncorrelated to their talents, their SAT score, their fitness score, their athletic abilities, their leadership abilities, their academic rankings, all of that stuff. So what was that metric that predicted cadet success at West Point? Well, it was grit. Now, what is grit? Well, grit is the tendency, your tendency to not abandon tasks in face of obstacles, your passion and perseverance for long-term goals. The grit score that Angela Duckworth and her colleagues calculated was completely uncorrelated to the whole candidate score, but it predicted West Point cadet success much better than the whole candidate score. The higher a candidate's grit score was, the more likely they were to actually survive the West Point training, while the lower the grit score was, no matter how good their academic abilities or their athletic abilities or their leadership skills, if they had low grit skill or they had low grit score, they were going to drop out. They were not going to be able to survive the West Point. And it's the same thing again and again and again. It's not about the talent. In NASA, when they were picking astronauts for their lunar mission, what kind of astronauts did NASA pick? Did they pick those who had great history of success, or did they pick astronauts who had significant failures and bounced back from them? Well, they actually picked astronauts who had significant failures and bounced back from them, because those astronauts had grit. They had the ability to overcome challenges and obstacles, and that is the most important ingredient of success in all walks of life. Now, let me share with you how to apply this principle in your life. By the way, if you want to dig into the research study, you can click on this link right here to look at Dr. Angela Duckworth's research study. Now, here's how you apply this principle in your life. First, identify what is your biggest challenge in business or in any other area of life right now. Identify that. Now, second question is, what are you attributing your lack of success to? Are you saying it's because of other people? It's because you don't have the resources? It's because you don't have the talents or the skills or the smarts or the intelligence or the physical ability or the mental ability, whatever it is? Identify all the things you're attributing your lack of success to. List them all out. The third question, now this is the most important question, is if grit was the only difference between success and failure, how would you approach this situation differently? This is really important to answer. Write down 5 answers to this. If grit was the only difference between success and failure for you, how would you approach this situation differently? If none of the other factors mattered, if grit was the only difference, how would you approach this differently? What you just learned is one of the 250 plus mental toughness tips, tools, and strategies in our mental toughness book summary pack, where I have summarized the greatest books ever written on turning crisis into victory. You see, right now, as we're going through a global crisis, this is the most important skill we all need to develop: the ability to turn any crisis or hardship into victory. And that is why, for a limited time, I'm offering a steep discount on this mental toughness summary pack, which contains over 250 strategies on turning crisis into victory. However, this discount expires after Friday, May 1st. Let me tell you a little more about it. In the Mental Toughness Pack, you will learn how to crush obstacles, how to overcome challenges, and turn hardships into advantage, how to perform at your best under stress, pressure, and anxiety, how to build a warrior mindset so that you will become unstoppable, how to become truly courageous, how to handle life's challenges like a stoic, how to program your mind for extreme mental toughness, and most importantly, how to turn crisis into victory. All of this wisdom comes from the greatest mental toughness books ever written by some of the toughest people to have ever lived. From Stoic philosophers from 2,000 years ago to Holocaust survivors to world-class athletes, Harvard and Stanford University professors, world-class psychologists, research scientists, peak performance coaches, psychotherapists, spiritual leaders, Navy SEALs, MMA fighters, and so on and so forth. So, if you want access to over 250 great ideas just like the one you watched in this video, head on over to 2000books.com/extreme and use the coupon code YouTube to get this discount. The discount expires after Friday, May 1st, and the link is also in the description below. By the way, we have over 10 hours of no fluff mental toughness video and audio content in the Mental Toughness Pack, and you can check out samples of those videos at 2000books.com/extreme. Now, I want to make this a no-brainer offer for you. So I'm going to take away all of your risk. Here is all you need to do. Try out the Mental Toughness Pack for the next 180 days. If you do not feel that this Mental Toughness Pack has helped you overcome this crisis and adversity in any way, just let us know and we will refund you every penny you paid for it. Every single penny. So just head on over to 2000books.com/extreme and use the coupon code YouTube to get this discount. The discount expires after Friday, May 1st. All right, guys, I'm looking forward to helping you turn this crisis into victory.